Now coming to food preservation techniques, which are prolonged or techniques which are used for food preservation is, that is, techniques to prolong the shell life of food are called food preservation. Now see, I am having some apple or I am having some chocolates. Okay, now I made the chocolate, or now only I manufactured the chocolate. So this chocolate, how it can be sustained or how it can prolong the shell life is known as the food preservation. Otherwise, today only I made chocolate and now only if it becomes spoiled means there is a huge loss. Instead of that, if the shell life of the chocolate prolongs, or if the shell life of the food is prolonged, then what will happen? After some days also, or after some time also, I can sell it or I can consume that. So it is profitable. Okay, so the techniques which are used to prolong the shell life of a food are called food preservation. And we know that microbes proliferate very fast in presence of food, moisture, oxygen and ambient temperature. All the methods of food preservation are aimed at ruling out the food, moisture, oxygen and ambient temperature for microbes so that they won't proliferate. Some common methods of food preservation are, that means what it is saying means, see, in the method of food preservation, what we will do means, generally microorganisms, they will grow very fastly in food, in the presence of food, moisture, oxygen and its ambient temperature, that means suitable temperature. So in this food preservation, what we will do means, the availability of food, moisture, oxygen, ambient temperature, we will change that. Okay, so that the microorganisms cannot proliferate, that means it cannot grow. Some common methods of food preservation are like sun drying, chemical method, preservation by common salt, preservation by sugar, preservation by oil and vinegar, heat treatment, heat and cold treatment, and storage and packing. Okay, let's see each method in detail. Sun drying. What is sun drying is, it is one of the traditional method used for preserving the food. Sun drying helps in removing moisture from the food. Grains are dried in sun before storing. Many vegetables also dried in the sun before using, or now I will dry them in the sun, and after, when they are not available in the off season, I will use them. Okay, so it is one of the most traditional method. Now coming to our next method is chemical method. Okay, so what is this chemical method means? In traditional method, we didn't added any of the chemicals. Now let's come to the chemical method. What is this chemical method means? Some of the chemicals prevent the growth of microorganisms in the food. So these chemicals are added, or these chemicals are used in these chemicals are used in pickles, jams to preserve them. Salts, acids and oils also acts as food preservatives. So that means chemical method means, now I will prepare some pickle or jam. So I want to store that pickle and jam. What I will do means, I will add some of the chemicals, that means which will stop the growth of the microorganism, or which will kill that microorganisms. So I will add such chemicals to that. Then what will happen means, the shell life, the adding of that chemical, it will prolong the shell life of the food. And example of this, some of the chemicals is sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfate. These are the examples of, etc. are the examples of the chemicals. Okay, now coming to preservation by common salt. Not only by sun drying, not only by adding chemicals, we can preserve by adding the common salt also. That means when the food item is kept in plenty of salt, water from food comes out because of osmosis. That means when we keep the food in the lot of salt, what will happen means, so in the water which is present inside the food, it will comes out due to the process called osmosis. Okay, you remember osmosis. So this results in the dehydration of the food item. Now see, inside the food or inside the jam, some water is there. Okay, so now I place that jam in, example I am saying. Okay, so now I took the jam, inside the jam it is containing sir. So I place that jam in the salt, plenty of the salt. The water which is present in the jam, it will come out by the process called osmosis. Now inside this jam there is no any moisture, that means moisture content is 0%. Now the food is hydrated. So once again, you remember before, these microorganisms can grow when there is availability of the food and oxygen, moisture and ambient temperature. Okay, temperature may be ambient, food may be available, oxygen may be available, but moisture is not there, no, absent. That means water content is not there. Now these microorganisms cannot grow. So by this way, food can be preserved by the common salt. Our next method is preservation by sugar. Not only by the salt, we can preserve the food items by the sugar also. That means again same like salt. Sugar also what will do? It will reduces the moisture which is present in the food and it will preserve the food. So food like jam, jellies, squash, they can be preserved by adding the sugar. Okay, for jam I will not add the salt. Before I told example only. Okay, for jam I cannot add the salt. What I will do? I will use sugar here. Next, preservation by oil and vinegar. So what is preservation by oil and vinegar is? Here also same. So in the before two methods, preservation by common salt and sugar, what I made means I made the moisture content total 0. But here what I will do means oxygen, the supply of oxygen I will remove. That means there is no supply of the oxygen in the preservation of oil and vinegar. That means when the layer of oil is present above the food, on the top of the food, so this oil will not allow the oxygen. The contact between the food and the oxygen is cut off. That means the microorganisms which is present growing on this food, they cannot survive. So microorganisms cannot survive in the absence of oxygen. Not all, okay, some of them I am saying. Okay, some microbes cannot survive in acidic environment. So vinegar is acetic acid. Okay, glacial acetic acid. Okay, so when we add this acid, what will happen? It will produce acidic environment. Some microorganisms cannot grow in this acidic environment and they are killed. Okay, so now food is preserved. So this is also an example of food preservation. Coming to our next method is cold and heat treatment. Both of them performed at the same time. So heat and cold treatment. Most of the organisms can survive within a particular range of temperature. When the temperature becomes too low or too high, all the organisms cannot survive. Before I told, microorganisms will live in every environment. Okay, so again I am saying that only, but not all the organisms. Some organisms they can live in high temperatures, not all. Okay, so most of the microorganisms they cannot survive within a particular range of temperature. That means if the temperature becomes too low or if the temperature becomes too high, such microorganisms cannot survive. That means this one we will use in this method. So what we will do means we will heat a food item and then we will freeze the food item and will help in the preservation. So most of our households, what we will do means we will boil the milk for twice or thrice a day, which prolongs the shelf life of the milk. And in industries, milk is pasteurized before packing. Now what is meant by pasteurization? What is meant by pasteurization is, so this pasteurization involves heating of the milk to till how much degrees we will boil the milk, means till 70 degrees temperature we will boil the milk. So at 70 degrees temperature we will keep for 15 to 30 minutes. Then suddenly we will cool the milk. Okay, now milk is boiled to 70 degrees temperature and at 70 degrees temperature we kept for 15 to 30 minutes. Then suddenly now we cool the milk. That means we went to the high temperature, suddenly we came to the low temperature. So at these temperatures what will happen means, that means with the hot and cold temperatures, it will kill the microorganisms which is present in the milk and milk is stored, and that process is known as pasteurization. Okay, storing and packing of the milk. Some food items are stored in airtight packets so that oxygen is not available. So what is that airtight? That means what it is containing? It is containing some other gas than the oxygen. So oxygen is not there. So without oxygen, microbes cannot grow. So now that food items are packed in cans. That means now I will take one packet. Okay, some food item is there, downside some food item is there, upside completely I will cover with the another gas. Okay, which will not allow, that means which is other than the oxygen. Now microorganisms cannot grow on the food because availability of oxygen is zero. In this method, oily food are packed and stored. So in these packets, okay, it is filled with the gas other than oxygen, I told. So what is that gas is? It is nitrogen gas, and this nitrogen gas prevents the oily food from becoming rancid. Okay, so coming to our last topic, it is nitrogen fixation. So we know that which is the largest occupied gas by percentage in this atmosphere is, it is nitrogen, which is filled with, or which is of 78% of this atmosphere is filled with this nitrogen gas. And plants require one of the nutrient is nitrogen. So the gas, nitrogen gas, which is present in the atmosphere, green plants, they cannot utilize that gaseous nitrogen. Now what should happen means, this gaseous nitrogen, it should be converted into the simple compound, or it should be converted into the compounds of nitrogen, so that plants can utilize that nitrogen. Okay, so the process of converting nitrogen into compounds which can be taken up by green plants is called nitrogen fixation. And these are some of the steps, that is, blue-green algae and some bacteria convert gaseous nitrogen into compounds of nitrogen. Such nitrogenous compounds get deposited in soil during lighting. Some of the nitrogen in the atmosphere gets converted into compounds of nitrogen. Such nitrogenous compounds reach the soil along with rainwater. Green plants absorb nitrogenous compounds from soil. Plants make protein and various other important molecules from nitrogen. Nitrogen reaches the body of other organisms through food chain. A major portion of nitrogen from animals and plants is removed during excretion. Remaining portion of nitrogen is sent back to the environment when dead animals and plants get decomposed. The nitrogen cycle is the cycle of events by which nitrogen is channelized into the living world and back to the atmosphere is known as nitrogen cycle, and this is the nitrogen cycle. Okay, once again I am showing you the nitrogen cycle. So here it is the process of nitrogen cycle, that is, atmospheric nitrogen which is present in atmosphere, it will be directly fixed by the protoplasm, that means through the it is fixed into the soil, and green plants, it will utilize that nitrogen which is fixed in the soil, and animals will take up that, and from that animals the excretory products. Okay, what are that excretory products is like urea and all the excretory products, ammonia, these are the excretory products. Okay, so it is given out, and ammonia, it is containing nitrates. So the nitrates again, it will be taken back to the green plants. Now atmospheric nitrogen, by the process called nitrification, it may be fixed into the atmospheric and industrial fixation. Now by the process again nitrification, it will be converted into the nitrites. Nitrites again by the process denitrification will be converted into the gaseous nitrogen, and it will be given back into the atmosphere. Okay, this is the nitrogen cycle. Once again I am repeating. So the gaseous nitrogen which is present in atmosphere, it is fixed into the green plants by the process called fixation, nitrogen fixation. By the process called nitrogen fixation, it is fixed into the green plants, and the animals which is feeding on the green plants, it will utilize that nitrogen utilized by the plants, and its excretory products like ammonia it will give, and these excretory products will contain nitrates. Nitrates again will be fixed in the soil. Okay, another step is atmospheric nitrogen, it will be fixed into the atmospheric and industrial fixation by the process called nitrification. So through the same nitrification process, this fixed nitrogen, it will be converted into the nitrites, and this nitrites by the process called denitrification, it will be converted into the gaseous nitrogen, and it is given up into the atmosphere. This is nitrogen fixation, and end of our chapter. Okay, thank you.